Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul, goes on a home visit in Huntsville, Alabama, as Vincentians help a veteran in need. Then we're going shopping in St. Louis. We'll show you how St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores are more than just great places to find treasures around every corner. They're changing lives, too. And we take you to Los Angeles as we go inside the traditional day-to-day work of the Society, serving our brothers and sisters who are hungry and homeless. These stories are just some examples of the good works of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul across the United States.
Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul.
The picturesque Cathedral Basilica of St. Louis dates back to 1914 and serves as the mother church of the Archdiocese of St. Louis. Pope St. John Paul II designated the cathedral a basilica in 1997 and visited these very grounds 2 years later. Inside, you'll find this statue of St. Vincent de Paul. Welcome to Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul, here at the Cathedral Basilica in St. Louis. I'm Lisa Holbrook. From the Society's very beginnings, the home visit has been an integral part of the charism of this spiritual ministry. With the permission of the folks you're about to meet, a veteran and his family, we join Vincentians on a home visit in Huntsville, Alabama.
Okay, sugar and oil we'll grab in there for baking items.
Vincentians Tracy and Edward Kozak with the Society's conference at St. John the Baptist Catholic Church in Madison, Alabama, just outside Huntsville, focus and prepare for home visits through prayer. During a home visit, one of the chief purposes of Vincentians is bringing the love of God to those who are in need.
Help us to listen with compassion and to speak with kindness and confidence. Clear the way before us so that those we visit will be able to receive not only the material goods, but also our love and blessings.
We definitely start with a prayer, the team that's going, and ask God to just, use us according to His will, because we know a little bit about what we're going into and how we need to help them, and so God takes control of that visit.
Even during tough times, it can be hard to ask for help. Andrea and Timothy Mosley say some social service agencies can seem cold or even judgmental.
It's when you ask for help from someone else, it's almost sometimes like you feel bothersome to that organization, to where St. Vincent, they actually want to help. And that's something that you just don't get from anywhere else.
Members of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul are imbued with a spirit of reverence for people in poverty. The Society's role teaches serving people in need cheerfully, listening to them, and respecting their wishes.
You develop a mutual trust, and they develop a trust with you. And in many cases, we end up going back to the same location, and there's already a bond there that makes it easier for them to ask and easier for you to get there and get it done. And for me, it's just a great feeling.
Circumstances can become overwhelming when multiple issues come crashing down at once. This is what the Mosleys were dealing with when Timothy, a Marine Corps veteran, suffered serious injuries in 2 car accidents and developed health problems.
They helped us a great deal with our rent, our utilities, our health insurance, car insurance, just several items. Things that we're behind, that we needed to catch up on, or else we were going to be probably homeless.
Deacon Greg Thompson, spiritual advisor of the Huntsville Council, says Vincentians don't judge those they serve. Rather, they seek to understand and walk on a journey together to lift them out of their situation.
The great thing about the home visit, in a sense, it's rooted in the gospel. And you go into a home and you're there to simply offer God's love. I think that's the whole Vincentian quality. The spirit of the true Vincentian visit is to simply come to show you in some form or fashion, whether it's because we're bringing food, we're bringing help in some financial way, or just to help make a person or a family's week better.
It doesn't matter how they got to where they're at. If they're in that situation and they need help, the first thing is to try to right the ship before you go sailing off in a different direction. And that's really helping them get back on their feet so they can think logically and they can make the right decisions on their own. And God does that type of stuff. I mean, he'll lead us back to where he wants us to go, and sometimes, unfortunately so, we got to take some lumps along the way.
In addition to providing material help, Vincentians are also concerned with the spiritual well-being of the people they serve. While never a requirement, prayer is often part of a home visit and helps people through difficult times.
It's powerful when health problems come up, or just any kind of difficulties, even if you've had a bad day or something, and I mean, you can just feel the power of.
Spirituality is one of the essential elements of the society. Going on home visits helps Vincentians live their faith.
It has strengthened my faith and belief in my faith in the church, and become closer to other Vincentians. And I had no idea that it would do that for me and grow my Christianity. The more I do here, the closer I feel connected to God, and I had no idea that would be the gift from joining St. Vincent de Paul.
It helps pull you tighter to the church. You know, we're part of the church, and it gives you a chance to contribute a little more directly than you normally would.
It's God working through them to convert their hearts, to show them the true love that they can share. And so again, this door that opens when they get to the home, this door that opens is an open invitation to change you, the Vincentian, to change you, the disciple.
Vincentians often feel like they get back more than they give and say it is a true blessing to do this work.
I really thought we were going out there to help people, and I didn't realize how much we were actually helping ourselves. It's very rewarding to be a Vincentian.
Oh, it's the best blessing and deepest joy I've ever felt, honestly, in my entire life. To finally be a part of it. I've always wanted to do it. And I stepped out, and like I said before, I just want to do more and more and more. It's absolutely fulfilling.
The spirituality of the home visit touches not only the Vincentians, but often too, the people they serve.
That's very true. That's very true. God said that he would never put more on your shoulders than you couldn't carry. It seems like that every time, right when we think we're at the break, and we're not sure, we're just hanging on, but we're still praying. He reaches down and he plucks just a little bit off each time. In some way, somehow, he'll take just a little weight off each time. With St. Vincent's, he's taken more than just a little He's taken a lot.
God's always got your back. You know, you might not realize it, but He's always there.
And Vincentians, working as instruments of the Lord, are there too.
Thank you.
Vincentians regularly walk with people who reach out for help. That's the case with the Mosleys too. The Society has provided assistance with rent, utilities, and more. Blessed to be able to give a lift to Tim and his family. Up next, we're going shopping here in St. Louis. You'll find bargains galore at a St. Vincent de Paul thrift store, but did you know your donated couch or dining room table may very well help someone who is without such basic necessities? That story just ahead on Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul.
The Society of St. Vincent de Paul compassionately helps victims of disasters. Maria, a single mother of two, lost everything she had when a tornado ravaged her community. The Society's House in a Box program helps people like Maria with essential items to furnish an entire home from the kitchen to the bathroom to the bedroom, including furniture, dishes, towels, utensils, bed linens, and more. To learn more, visit svdpusa.org and help us help others.
Clothing, furniture, small appliances, and all kinds of odds and ends can be found around every corner in hundreds of St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores across the country. We're in the St. Vincent de Paul thrift store in Baldwin, Missouri, just outside of St. Louis. This store provides a large variety of great merchandise at affordable prices. As Trace Trilko shows us, this store also provides opportunities for people to change their lives.
You might call Mary Crump a regular at the St. Vincent de Paul thrift store in Baldwin, Missouri, just outside of St. Louis.
Everything you need is here in St. Vincent, everything. I don't even go in a department store. Everything my kids wear, myself, and all my boys, we come here and shop.
Mary finds top quality, gently used items with plenty of name brands on the racks and on the shelves, sometimes even new items. Marie Williams is a budget-conscious shopper who finds what she needs inside a St. Vincent de Paul thrift store.
It's only 50 cents. Isn't that pretty?
That is nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I never go to a retail store. I never go to a mall. Usable and good condition. I just got a refrigerator here 2 days ago because my refrigerator went out. So yes, I find things that I really need at a price that I can afford.
Vincentian Nancy Adams is a customer too.
Coming in here, you can have a little bit of everything. You know, you can dabble in, finding designer clothes if that's what they want, or to have something that they could spray paint and refurbish for a room and reuse different things. The staff is friendly.
Some shoppers hunt for treasures. Others stretch their dollars by finding quality, affordable items. Whether you donate, volunteer, or shop at a St. Vincent de Paul thrift store, you're helping people in need.
When we ask people to donate, we ask them to donate things that they know would be giving people dignity to have that in their home, whether it's clothing or furniture or household goods. And so the quality of the goods that we have in the stores are really very good.
Steve Rupp with the Society of St. Vincent de Paul of St. Louis says the variety of merchandise and the Society's mission keeps the customers coming back.
The proceeds from the stores, from just the community shopping here, enable us to be able to help people all across the spectrum with all kinds of programs that we have to help our neighbors in need.
Proceeds from store sales help fund a prescription drug program, utility, and transportation assistance. Store manager Jan Falcon takes pride in the store's selection and layout and says it's more than a great place to shop and work.
I see a lot of senior citizens that come in and they're on fixed incomes, and for them to be able to come and shop and buy an article of clothing or something from out of housewares that doesn't look like thrift store merchandise, and they don't have to feel embarrassed that they're shopping at a thrift store, and can buy something that's of value for them.
Bob Holscher has been a Vincentian for more than a decade. Bob gives of his time in the store and visits people in their homes. He sees people who barely have anything. He knows the Society's voucher program makes a difference.
Without it, they wouldn't have a bed. They wouldn't have a table or a couch or whatever else. So it's very important.
Through the voucher program, furniture and furnishings are provided at no cost to individuals and families in need.
I love what they do. You're helping people.
It's amazing.
Society volunteer Evelyn Herman feels good about supporting the society because she sees how Vincentians make a difference.
They will help out people, whether it be with mortgage payments, utility bills. In this case, it was an individual who lost her job. They helped her secure a computer so that she could help get a job.
The money that they use will go out to help the needy, whether it be helping with transportation, helping with housing, helping with all the different aspects, their bills, their utilities, food on their tables.
Staff and volunteers are proud to be a part of a retail experience that provides respect and dignity to every guest.
It just can boost their self-esteem to be able to buy something nice for their home or nice clothing-wise that they wouldn't be able to afford otherwise. And like I said, they can go out to functions, family affairs, and when somebody comments to them, oh, that's a nice outfit, they don't have to say that it's from the thrift store, but a lot of them are very proud to say, I got this at St. Vincent's. It has enriched my life immensely.
A St. Vincent de Paul thrift store is more than just another retail outlet.
It means a lot of things to me. And as a society, it helps a lot of people, and maybe people you don't even know need help. And they are never going to turn their back on you.
None of them is there like St. Vincent de Paul is. St. Vincent de Paul is like family to me. It's just like my family.
A community shopping experience unlike any other. For Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul, I'm Trace Trolko.
Thanks, Trace. All told, there are some 450 St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores across the country, maybe even one near you. Click on svdpusa.org for one in your area. Just ahead, we'll show you how Vincentians are helping the homeless in Los Angeles. And we showcase the Vincentian spirituality, the very heart of the work the Society does. Stay with us for more of Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul.
Being a Vincentian fills my heart with the joy to help other people. Being a Vincentian was truly a vocation for me. I had a calling in Mass one day that came inside of me and said, this is what you're to do. And so as I grew as a Vincentian, my Vincentian spirituality has grown in connection with my native spirituality. And so I continue to make my own visits and pray with the people, not only take them their material needs, but offer them some spirituality from my heart.
We've returned to the Cathedral Basilica of St. Louis, which is known for having one of the largest collection of mosaics in the Western Hemisphere. Collectively, they contain more than 41 million glass tesserae pieces in more than 8,000 colors, including this mosaic of St. Vincent de Paul, who's providing food and comfort. From shelters to food pantries, the Society's special works help to transform countless lives across America every day. At its very core, though, the backbone of the Society is the person-to-person interactions. Paul Boron is in Los Angeles to show us how Vincentians strive to see the face of Christ in the people they meet.
Tom Haggerty never could have envisioned becoming homeless.
No, it was devastating. It can happen to anyone. I didn't think it would happen to me, but it did.
Tom's story resembles many who end up on the streets. A couple of missed paychecks, and this Los Angeles man's life was turned upside down.
Oh, yes. I mean, a combination of factors. The financial crisis, loss of work, a lot of little things.
One recommendation changed Tom's life in a very positive way.
A friend of mine mentioned, you might want to call St. Vincent de Paul. Best thing I ever did.
Vincentians met with Tom and listened to his story. Person-to-person interactions like these helped Mary Jane Latino, a Vincentian with the Conference of Our Mother of Good Counsel Catholic Church, grow in her spirituality.
It makes me feel very responsible for for helping other people. The only way I can maintain the ability to go on is to pray and say, God, I don't know what to do in this situation. Please enlighten me.
Vincentian Shirley Coburn with the conference at Holy Name of Jesus Catholic Church says being a good listener is critical to her Vincentian life.
This is the only way we can process their needs and help them to build their lives to continue and not to need. But if they need, then we have to assist.
The Cardinal Manning Center offers hope, and it helped Tom get on his feet. Run by St. Vincent de Paul of Los Angeles, this homeless shelter sits in the heart of an area known as Skid Row in downtown Los Angeles. Comprehensive services help successfully transition people from homelessness into housing. Tom stayed in the shelter before getting his own apartment.
They would help me with expenses here and there, with food, any household items I may have needed. They finally arranged for me to get into Cardinal Manning, which was kind of a godsend.
The work of Vincentians is more important than ever. In an area known as the homeless capital of the United States, there are more than 44,000 people living on the streets, and not all of them are on Skid Row.
There is, and we have an increase of homeless people. If you notice the tents, a lot of tents along the street, we never used to have those before. So there are more and more homeless people that we see all the time.
Case in point, Ed Windenst. His wife died. He lost their home and ended up on the streets.
Out in I was in the park. I slept under a tree for years, but somehow you got that blanket on you. You're not bad off.
Ed's faith sustained him through many difficult days.
I thought God would have a way for me, but he had a way for me, homelessness, to learn that if Jesus was homeless, then man must be homeless too.
Claire says she feels good the society helps Ed and neighbors in need with meals and other assistance.
I feel very, very happy and that I can do something for those people, because maybe that's the only good meal that they have.
Ed is in a nursing home now. He's grateful for the roof over his head.
Well, the more I believe in it and go through it, the more I think how wonderful it is that people care.
Vincentians say they get back so much more than they're able to give.
Helping someone is very, very much rewarding. Based upon, we see God's face in each and every one that we serve.
It's been rewarding because, you feel like you're doing something worthwhile.
Tom knows he made the right call when he swallowed his pride and reached out for a helping hand.
I thank God every day that I was able to get in touch with St. Vincent de Paul, because that saved my life.
Tom's experience brought him closer to God, so much so he joined the society as well.
They helped me get me on my feet. I recovered. I have housing right now. So I became a Vincentian, and now I help the homeless. I help Claire and her, I'm a member of the conference. So I help out where I can now, and that's very satisfying.
Once helped, now the one helping, Tom's happy for the change of direction.
It was pretty grim, but I can't say enough about the Society of St. Vincent de Paul. The manifesto, no act of charity is foreign to us, and that's very true.
As is Society founder Blessed Frederick Ozanam's vision of the Society, serving as a network of charity encircling the world. For Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul, I'm Paul Boron.
Thanks, Paul. There are many social service organizations dedicated to helping those in need. The Society is unique because it puts spirituality at the forefront of its mission. Hundreds of Vincentians gather in large assemblies like this one in Columbus, Ohio, and every day in council, district, and conference meetings across all 50 states. Vincentians grow in their faith by discussing spirituality in gatherings with fellow Vincentians and through service to their brothers and sisters, often in the form of the home visit.
It's the core practice of the vocation of being a Vincentian, which is to bring sort of Christ's love through interpersonal support for people, neighbors in need. And so, you know, it is the process of becoming a Vincentian to engage in home visits, because it's the truly personal experience with people in need.
The Society's drive towards spiritual growth is evident in the following excerpt from its mission statement. Inspired by gospel values, the Society of St. Vincent de Paul leads women and men to join together to grow in spirituality by offering person-to-person service to those who are needy and suffering. The role of the spiritual advisor at every level of the Society is critical in keeping Vincentian spirituality front and center as Vincentians serve the poor. As a Vincentian, Rita St. Pierre appreciates the guidance a spiritual advisor provides.
The Society was set up this way so that all groups, all conferences and councils have a spiritual advisor, and that is someone, be it a priest, a religious, a lay person, to help us keep the focus on spirituality.
Through their outreach within the Society, Vincentians are reminded they are continuing in the footsteps of St. Vincent de Paul, the patron saint of the poor. Sister Mary Powers, a Vincentian with the Daughters of Charity, says Vincentians strive to keep St. Vincent's mission alive as they seek out and help those in need.
Vincent de Paul said, "Give me a man of prayer." These are things that I have to keep in my mind, simple things to keep spirituality at the forefront of what I do.
Spiritual advisors at all levels of the Society help guide the work and spiritual development of members. For Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul, I'm Lisa Holbrook.